Most of us in the survival prepping world have a long gun for home defense in an SHTF situation, in case things go crazy, you know, and you want to defend your home and your family. But a lot of times when we're out and about, we just rely possibly on a handgun. And if things really turn south, it would be great to have other options. Now, the biggest advantages, and really the purpose of this video, is to inspire you to have a go bag prepared, ready to go at all times. A crisis situation can happen at any moment. And it doesn't have to be a national crisis, a statewide crisis. It can be a personal SHTF. And this is honestly a Minuteman bag. Everything is together, and on a moment's notice, you can grab it and you're prepared and you're ready to go. You don't have stuff strung out all over the place. And so that's one of the big things about this. We're going to go through a number of different bags, and I'm going to show you from the least all the way to the big one. And hopefully this will give you some ideas to have your bag ready. Now I want to start out with something a little low profile, and this is not a long gun, but this is a really cool kit. I put this together a while back, and I have a video on how to do it. I picked up this case at a gun show. I think it was $10, $15. It was not much for the quality of this case. It's an SKB case, which is very similar to Pelican. And it's a really, but it's all beat up because it was shipped a lot. But inside we have a lot of the essentials. I have the HK P30 SK. This is a subcompact version. Then I have an extra magazine. I have a flashlight with extra batteries in the bottom. I have a water filter system, and also a knife. And this is one of the Mora knives. And it has the paracord around the sheath and a fire steel compass. I mean, this is a survival kit in itself. And I've done some of the patina on the blade to help with corrosion. This is just something that I wanted to put together as a survival kit, but you definitely have self-defense options. And so this is, to me, kind of a base level kit. Now we have one of the Henry US survival kits, and this is something that they've just come out with. One thing that Henry's known for is their US survival rifle, and this is a breakdown 22 long rifle. Everything's packed into the case, and pop open the back and you pull all the parts, the barrel, and everything fits in the back. This is a really cool little system, more towards survival than self-defense. In here there's some different items, some food, paracord, different survival type items. And here we have a water filtration system, some ammunition, fire starters, things like that. And the one thing about this kit, there's plenty of room to still add to it. So this is, to me, a base level survival kit, not necessarily a self-defense kit, but it can be used as such. And guys, there are a lot of breakdown rifles out there. This is just to kind of demonstrate that option, whether it's the Ruger, whether it's the Marlin Papoose. Even the Kel-Tec makes some nice little 22s that'll go in here. Now this next setup is what I would consider a bare bones self-defense kit. And we have mag pouches on the outside. We have a small little pocket. We're going to look at that in a minute. Now this one has an AR pistol in it. It has the SB Tactical PDW brace, so it makes it really small. It's a 6.5 inch barrel. This is actually from V7s. It's a 300 Blackout. And then I have a Trijicon MRO. And of course, you know, this is just a nice pistol. The brace is nice to have on here so you can go across state lines, even though this would be considered an SBR if it had a stock on it. It does fit the magazine, so it's a really compact package. You're not going to get a whole lot of ARs in here, really, because that 6.5 inch barrel is the reason, and the PDW stock. But there are other options to go in here as well. And here we have one of the Zenith, and this is the Z5P. It's a pistol as well, and this will give you a lot of firepower. This one would fit in here, even extended, if you remove the magazine. And this is in 9mm. All the magazines will go in that front pouch. Again, the magazines will go here, inside here. I just have a flashlight. There's plenty of room for more things, but you get the idea however you want to set it up. But this definitely is a bare bones kind of setup, but I think it'll get you where you're going. Now, if you have a standard backpack, this is one of the new Maxpedition Entity 21s. It's something I'm getting ready to review. But I have a number of bags about this same size. There's a lot of options around this bag just as a go bag. I mean, you can put a lot of stuff in here. But one thing about putting a firearm in most of these is, you know, they're too long, too big, especially a rifle. So in here, I have one of the Kel-Tec, and this is one of the sub 2000s. It's a 9mm. You can get it in 40. It's super compact. You can use Glock magazines or Beretta, and I think even Smith & Wesson magazines, according to which model you get. This is the one that uses the Glock mags. This is a super compact little rifle, and folds out, makes it a really nice way to be able to get some distance with your pistol caliber, and yet, you know, it compacts down to a really small size. Just take it, clop it down. I mean, that is super compact, and you can put the magazines wherever you want to. This is a real incognito way to store this rifle, and you can do it in any kind of pack. And talk about gray man. This is great. Now we're going to get a little more advanced, a little more into the details. This is one of the Vism compact rifle cases. These are really small compact cases, and I bought one a few years ago, and this is another one that I have, and actually I plan on buying another one because these are just they're just the perfect size, and I haven't found anything else comparable. Now, these aren't the highest quality, but the price is right. I think these are around $35 to 40 bucks. Double zippers, has a handle, even has a shoulder strap. And this is for an AR-15 pistol. This is in the 5.56, and I've got a lot of gear in here to me that I think is pretty essential. It does come with Velcro straps, so you can get this and it holds the rifle into place. Everything else is kind of loose in the bottom. Up here we have two mesh pockets that are zippered, and I have AR-15 magazines in here. I have 6 of them, but of course you can put different things in here. This is the AR-15 pistol in 5.56, has one of the gearhead tail hooks, and it's a brace. I have one of the Steiner M332 red dots. It's 3 power with a quick detach mount. I mean, the pistol itself these are just great, and it makes it very compact and short. I have one of the Surefire X300 Ultras, really bright light, of course, hearing protection, and extra magazines. Now, one of the things about this, and you could probably add more to this, is to make sure you have something to carry your magazines with your rifle. And having this with just little belt clips, I can go ahead and put this on my existing belt with no problem. And I only have 2, but you can add more if you want. And of course, these can actually slip into your pocket if you need to. I do have a flashlight right here. It's in a MOLLE sheath, and it's attached to the case itself. I have a Benchmade Barrage knife. Back here, I have a multi-tool. This is one of the Gerber multipliers. And of course, having a trauma kit is essential. This is from USN ER Docs, one of the AMP3 trauma kits, and everything's laid out. Not only having this, but knowing how to use it. That is super vital. You know, just the basic knowledge is something that you need at least. Here I have just a face cover, and this could be for dust or, you know, to keep yourself a little incognito if you need to. And I have a ball cap in here as well. Now, this is a little bit more advanced. It's not a survival kit. This is strictly geared toward self-defense. And this is definitely a part of self-defense. The great thing is you close this down, and you know, it could be a lot of things. So it doesn't necessarily scream gun case. And then here we have another one of the Vism compact rifle cases. And of course, this is in tan. This one is more advanced. Here we have our rifle, and it's tucked away down here. I have one of the Law Tactical folding stock adapters. This allows me to have a complete full rifle in this case. Without the Law's Tactical, I would not be able to make this in one piece. Now, I could break the rifle down and split it up, but this way it's all together, ready to go. Have my trauma kit. I have magazines, but one thing that I've added with this one is I have one of the US Grunt Gear war belts, and this has mag pouches both for pistol and for handgun, and this can be slipped on easily over your belt, and so that makes it really convenient. And then below it, I have one of the Leatherman multi-tools in a sheath. I have my pistol mags here for my gun belt, and I have a holster. Now, a lot of times I'll keep a firearm in here to go into this holster on top of my concealed carry, because usually my concealed carry is a smaller subcompact pistol, and actually it's the Glock 26 right now, and I could actually use these Glock magazines. But I'd probably put a 19 or a 17 in here, or most likely I would put my G19X in here because it would go with this color combination. I have one of the Magpul D60 drums, fully loaded, and I have one of the Up Armored Knives Fight for Survival knife with fire starter, and this is an excellent knife. This has got to be one of my favorite knives. It has the felt or it's actually a texture on the inside, so it's quiet. Doesn't make any noise. Of course, here I have my hearing protection, and then up here I have a lot of extra things. I think I've got an extra tourniquet up here and just some batteries, cords, I have paracord on a spool tool, and a lot of other just more things that you might need. But the essentials are here. Plus, one thing too is a good bandana, and I have one of the Olight, and this is the M2T Warrior, and it's tucked away in this little sheath. Everything in here I can put on that belt, and so this makes it a very compact, easy system. Again, I do have the case. I can carry it with a handle. I can put a shoulder strap on it, and it is somewhat more incognito. The optic is one of the Trijicon TA44s. This is a 1.5 power. This is a great little optic. I've done a full review on it, and it has the quick detach mount. And I have the Hogue Overmold collapsible stock. The light's one of the Enforce weapons lights as well. All right, the final bag is my loadout bag. I mean, this is serious business. All hell's breaking loose, and this is what I'm going to grab. Now, the bag itself is from RE Factor Tactical. They make some really cool gear, and this is their ASO bag. It's an Advanced Special Operations bag. It's large, it has grab handles, it has a shoulder strap, it has straps on either side. I've done a full review on this kind of setup, and I'll have it linked right here for you to check it out. But we're going to get into the contents because that's what we're looking at. Now, in my original review, I had an AR-15 in here. It was a full rifle, and I had it broken down. And a lot of guys were talking about, you know, having to put it together. If you needed it ready. And so, you know, and there's a lot of valid points to it. I went ahead and put a pistol in here. Now, this is really one of the pistols I had earlier in one of the other bags, but I just wanted to show. It is tight. So this, again, is one of the really small pistols. It's the 6.5-inch barrel. It's got the PDW brace on it. So if you're going to put a pistol in here of full length, it's going to have to fit. You could probably do it a little bit at a cant or an angle, but it's going to be tight. So breaking the rifle down is an option. And guys, honestly, if you're grabbing the bag and you're already being shot at, you got a lot more to be worried about. Now inside I have a plate carrier. This is with AR-500 steel in it. It's a really solid, I think this is the Banshee from AR500armor.com. Great source for armor, very reasonable. And these are G-code holsters. It's tacticalholster.com. I've got it set up with 4 AR-15 mags, 3 pistol mags. And then I have a Serpa holster here that will attach, and I have my handgun resting in the holster. Also, trauma kit, definitely important. Have hearing protection, which could be important, but not vital. Have miscellaneous gear in here. Now, I did take some of this gear out to do something earlier in another review, but I have one of the paracord spool tools, and I'm going to show this because this is really a cool way to organize your paracord. It comes with a lighter, the cutters right here, and this is just great. I love these things. Also, a little right in the ring pad with some pins. Shoulder straps hid right here, but I have a Glock field knife. And fixed blade knives are great for really tough situations. Here on the end, I have a pocket. I have flashlight knives, duct tape, headlamp, shemagh, other items that you might need. And we have a little small sleeve here. I can put other things in here. Now there's a small pouch on the other side, and this is RFID protected. And I've got my billfold in here, and any kind of important papers or anything that can be scanned, you can slide it in here and you're protected. And so guys, if I ever have to pull this out, it's gonna be bad. This is my big kahuna bag. And guys, it's best to be prepared, especially in an SHTF situation, having the tools you need to either get home or to get where you're going and survive. And whether that's just protecting you, those around you, your family, you know, having these tools can really make the difference. Now down in the description below, if you have a kit that you've set up and you have some additions or you just want to list that, please feel free to. Down in the comments is a great place for people to look. Maybe there's some things that I've forgotten or overlooked, and I'll use them. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. So in here, And of course this pops open. This is backward. Can't believe that. Most of us have long guns for the SIG M332 red dots. This is 3 power, it's excellent. Okay, wait, that's Steiner. This is one of the Skinny Medic trauma kits. This is a Ant 3. Because a grid down situation can happen in a moment's notice. That sounds, that really sounds crazy.